Hey, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It is, what day is it? Is it Friday? Is it finally Friday? Where did the week go? Oh my goodness, I'm excited. I'm so glad it's Friday. Just got paid. Friday night. Well, it ain't Friday night yet, but nonetheless, we're glad that you're here. Go ahead, share the broadcast bit.ly/free women 2020. Go ahead, go to the link. You know, we're going to talk about it. It's going to be a good conversation tonight. I'm Tisha M. Johnson, your relationship coach. I help you find true and lasting love because, yes, love is still in the land. It still does exist, and you can have it if you want it. But we're talking about $1 million grant tonight. So go ahead, get your popcorn, get your little uh, beverage of your choice and sit back, relax, come on, have a conversation with us tonight, share the broadcast. So I'm going to let my lovely co hosts introduce themselves.
Hey y'all, hey, I'm Stephanie Lane with the Career Women Collaborative, and where career women hire me to help them get the position that they've earned, also to get paid their worth, and lastly, to level up and get that next career. So, guys, we do all things career. And my co-host just asked you guys to share, so make sure you put in the comments hashtag shared so we can acknowledge that you are sharing out this information because it is for any and everyone. It's available. It's an opportunity. No one, absolutely no one, if you're breathing, if you got eyeballs, if you got ears, need to come and listen and need to see this opportunity. So come on, come on, come on. We want to see you guys. Facebookers, guys, we love that you guys have been hanging with us because this is late night, early morning. And a lot of y'all, it's a struggle for some. And Periscope people, y'all, we love you too. Y'all come out strong every time. So we really, really appreciate you guys being here with us. We got a wonderful topic that we're going to jump into in just a moment. But come on, it's time for y'all to come on in here. Come on in here. Make sure if you're on Periscope that you pop the little person's head, pop, 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 so that you can be notified. That allow you to follow us and then notified when we come on. If you're in Facebook, make sure you hit the notification bell down somewhere on the bottom so that you'll know when we come on live as well. YouTube people, hey, Instagram, hey y'all, hey.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? My name is Shaquanda C.J. Olson. I am an accountant and owner of Johnson's Bookkeeping and Tax. With business owners, you guys hire me to take care of your financial planning. You hire me to help you stay out of jail. You hire me to help you with this CARES Act money. And I am absolutely super excited to be with you all tonight. Girl, yes, it's Friday. You know, like I know, the week has gone by really fast. It has been a week. So you deserve this time to have a seat, have a relax, get yourself relaxed, and let's just talk about this wonderful topic we have tonight. I'm super excited to be here with my sisters, and we're gonna go ahead and get it started.
All right, guys. All right, you ready? Here we go. So, we're talking about standing in your power. Stand in your power. How do you know you're standing in your power? You may know, you may not know. So, let's talk about it. We talked about this earlier this week, and I believe CJ, you said it, and I think T wrote it out. And it's all about you choosing you first. It's about you making sure you are okay for you. That's making sure that you are building a foundation in who you are and what you're going to be about, right? Because your foundation, if it's not strong, it can be rocked. And how do you do that? Well, first of all, you got to know what your superpower is, right? You got to know what it is. Do you even know that you have a superpower? I know I have a superpower. I like to swear I have a whole bunch of superpowers, but really, really, honestly, there's only one true superpower that we possess that stands out above everything else that you know and love, right? Do you even know what your superpower is? And I'm gonna stop there. Usually I go in and go to tonight. I'm going to go in a little bit, but I'm lay back and ask questions because I want you guys to participate. Please feel free to leave comments. Please feel free to leave questions. We're going to be here answering. They're going to pop up on the screen because we just love the interaction. But what is your superpower? And do you know that you have one? CJ?
That is awesome, Stephanie. My superpower is I have several, but I definitely have the superpower for helping those in their money matters, helping those with their money mindset. If you come to me and money and not managing it properly, or even finding ways to have money and retain money and budgeting money, then I pull out my big M, open up my shirt, put out my big M, and that is my superpower. I can help you do that. I can definitely help you to really and truly manage what you already have. And I have the gift, the superpowers to help you find the money you did not think you had. That part. So that's just one of my superpowers. I have several, but you're gonna have to give me yes. I'll just go ahead and tell you that one. And I will pass it along to T Marie, and let's find out her superpowers tonight, this morning.
Yes, indeed. This is, I think I said this the other night. It's kind of like you just do and do. You just operate and you flow in who you are. But when I stop to think about it, I'm like, what is it that I do? So right now, let me say that I believe one of my biggest superpowers is to be able to identify with other people's pain. And I think when you're sensitive to people's pain like that, you don't judge them as harshly, or you don't make them feel some kind of way. You know, I get it, making crazy decisions, because I mean I was there. And yeah, some stuff hurts, but when you look at it from the perspective of the person and what they experienced in their life and what they went through and what hurt and pain they're really dealing with, you can put it in a different perspective. And so that's why I know I deal with women from all walks of life, from the career professional woman to the hood chick or whatever. So I just think one of my, now, somebody might say something different, but I think that's one of the superpowers that I have.
Oh, I'm uber sensitive. I'm not gonna claim that as a superpower because I don't like it. I got tough skin. I really do. I have wide shoulders. I can take a lot. But it's something about watching somebody cry. And my kids laugh at me, y'all. They really do, because it can be a commercial and a little kid fall down and they start crying. Here I am, tears just rolling. And they're like, Mom, what is wrong with? I just can't help it. I'm like, I don't know. I get the ugly cry right along with everybody else. Oh, all right. Camisa says, my superpower is to show you who God is in my life through what he has manifested through me for you. All right. That's deep. That's real deep. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Um, trying to figure that out too can be difficult for some people, but again, another thing is just standing, again, is foundational, right? Standing in your truth. You got to know what, who you are. You got to know what you will do, but at the same time you got to know what you won't do, right? Because sometimes in knowing who you are, knowing your superpower and knowing your truth, there are going to be so many things that come at you that you got to be prepared, and that's all in expectation, right? You got to be prepared to tell people no and be okay telling people no, because that's not part of who you are. It's not this fake it till I make it type game. That's not the real deal. Or what they used to say, the real McCoy. You've got to stand in your truth that sets those boundaries and those expectations for what you will do, what you won't do, how you expect people to treat you, what they will ask you, and what you're willing to accept. And that can be in a myriad of things, but in the perspective of creating a legacy, because we're talking, again, this is a series, it's called Due Season, and it's due like action, D-O, season, in order for you to get your due season, D-U-E. So when you're thinking about the expectations and limiting yourself to keep the core of who you are, it can seem like, oh, but I'm here to serve. But I'm here to tell you, you can't serve everybody. You cannot serve everybody. And if you realize that, you then tend to save your energy, and you're more impactful when you are working with others, when you're really truly serving others. You can't stretch yourself, because what you'll find, and this, I'm gonna go there, this is not church night tonight, this is, it's usually Tuesday night, y'all. We usually have Tuesday night Bible study. So today is Friday, so we're far away from that day. However, a lot of pastors in church, because they serve everybody, they stretch themselves thin, and they end up sick, stressed out, because they're caring about everybody. And then you look up who's caring about that person, who's taking care of that person. And you can see some people have mental breaks with that, and they need to walk away. And this is the sad part, is because they're the headship, it's difficult to walk away. But they got to know that they have to walk away in order to come back and be able to serve even better, right? But then you have your congregation that talk, right? Because we're the worst at that. I'm just be honest. Ooh, what's going on with pastor? It's no longer when we come to church, we turn it to the left to encourage. We turn it to the right to talk about folk. Can I get an amen? So sometimes we can be just too stretched far out because we haven't set those boundaries. We haven't set those limitations because we're not walking in our truth. And I'm going to drop the mic. But we just going to nod.
That's you, teacher. That's you. I just knew you was going to hit it.
You're not having those grits getting to you, CJ.
I'm still over here sharing to groups. Take the mic, ma'am.
So have you been pulled off your foundation? Have you been spread so thin because you just couldn't figure out how to say no to people? Because that's not the direction, or that's not what you were supposed to be doing, but because they asked, you felt obligated?
Yes, my entire life, with the exception of the last year of my life. Yes, yes, and yes. So what happens is, and it's so unfortunate, those who are givers, we don't know how to say no. And it is very sad that those that are in leader positions, those who pour into others every day, quite 2 and 3 times on Sundays, do not have an outlet for someone to pour back into them. And when we see these horrible stories about them taking their lives, or them uh, stressing out or stroking out or heart attacks, and we're like, well, what happened? And like, well, the truth of the matter is this person gives it all,
Mm-hmm.
but do not have a place to refresh or rejuvenate, if you will. So, yes, I have absolutely done that. Well, and we as women do it, right? Especially if we have husbands, we have house, we have kids, we have business, we have family, we have activities, and literally at the end of the night or early morning around this time, you are like, OMG,
Mm-hmm.
what is left for me? And it's usually we feel like nothing. And
Right.
then, okay, we have to go back in the morning and put that superpower cape back on and do it all over again, bright eyed, bushy tail, and go through the rat race again. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. We have, I know I have definitely felt that way. But it was not until, oh, good night, Camisa. It was not until I just had to make a choice, because life is going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was not until I just made a choice and said, I am going to do this for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my this may not be your this, but whatever your this is, made a choice and said, I'm going to do this for me, for me. And I remember a wise woman told me, you can't give everything. You have to keep something for yourself. And I remember at the time I thought that was selfish, but actually it's not selfish at all. You have to be selfish because, a little bit, because if you don't, like I always say, help me help you. In order for me to
Right.
do that, I have to be able to be my best self. So, yes, absolutely. What you say, T?
What was the question again? I'm sorry, I was
I'm
we're talking about
sorry.
somewhere else.
standing in your we're talking about standing in your truth, but in that, um knowing your boundaries, knowing the limitations, because when you stand in your truth, you set those expectations, right? So that you don't spread yourself then.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
you
Dr.
definitely.
Nikki.
Hey, Dr. Nikki. You definitely have to know when to say when. You have to learn how to say no period. Um especially when you're, and I know y'all are this way, when you know that you're a leader and it just comes natural and you just do stuff, and people just automatically look to you to do stuff, and before you know it, you can have all this stuff, and it's like, yeah, that's not what I was trying to do. I was just trying to help out with the Girl Scout cookie sale. How I end up being den mother over, four troops kind of thing. No, you have to learn your boundaries and your limitations. I know Girl Scouts don't have den mothers. Don't be tripping. I was a Girl Scout once. But definitely it's about balance, and that can be a tight wire walk
Mm-hmm.
on a daily basis. But you've got to find a way. And even in the midst of that, not only that, as you stand in your power, you do know that you have to take time for self. And I think a lot of times we neglect that part because well, they need me, the kids need me, my husband need me, work is calling on me or my business this. But no, you have to learn how to take care of you. You have to make a decision and a choice that you matter. Dr. Nikki said saying no is hard for most women. It is. I know for me,
Mm-hmm.
it was. I never forget. I had been working in this church and we was just doing stuff, and this lady was like, "Well, okay, it's time for some vacation Bible school. So here's your lesson." I was like, no, thank you. And I promise you, after that point, she just kind of looked at me because, and especially when somebody is looking at you like they're so much your elder, you're younger than them, they feel like I'm
You
like
can't
your
say no.
mama.
Right.
You can't tell me no. And it's like, yeah, I'm a whole grown woman and I can say no. But that didn't always used to be my story. I would do and do and do and go and go and go and be and be and be. That gets tired after a while. You literally can burn yourself out when you don't establish the proper boundaries
Mm-hmm.
and be okay with it.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So we're talking about stand in your power. Those of us who are joining, again, make sure as you're joining that you share, #share in your comments. And Dr. Nikki says, I had to get sick before I learned to say no and mean it. Ooh, Dr. Nikki, we talked about that just a minute ago. People will run themselves ragged till you literally get sick, and it knocks you off your foundation. It does not allow you to thrive in your power. And that's why you have to know, what your truth is, and know that you are very firm in your expectations and in your limitations. I just said something that was good. Thank you, Stephanie. I'll take that one. I was speaking to me, y'all. So I was speaking to me. Thank you. All right, y'all. Guess what? The reason why we're here and the reason why you're here is because I know you're watching down at the bottom of the screen and you see apply for a grant. Our coach, Danielle Winningham, the beast, the GOAT, is offering $1 million in grant funding for you to earn a certification. Now, it's not just your ordinary certification, guys. We have 12 areas that you could choose from to become certified. So again, you got to know what your superpower is. You got to know what your passion, where it lies, what things that, if you wake up every morning and you never ever once received a penny, but you know you wanted to do, and that is serving others and helping others in a certain way, then guess what? This is for you. So we want you to join us tonight. Y'all. Tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern for a free, can everybody say free? FREE webinar. And it's informational webinar that it tells you about the certification, right? It tells you about how to apply because there is a process to this. You must apply. You must get approved and you must interview. So not everyone, guys, not everyone will get chosen. I'm going to just be honest. Also, not everyone is going to follow through the process. However, what I do know is that we have limited space and time is winding down and we're about to close. You don't want to miss this opportunity. Right now, we're in the middle of a pandemic. We now facing curfew. We've just finished protests. There's still some protesting still going on. There's so many things going on in the world. Guys, you need to look around, take inventory of your life and what you think you should be doing and how you should be moving. But I will tell you, in your inventory, think about how many opportunities like this are in your face. You're probably not going to find too many popping up right now. So don't miss it. It doesn't hurt you to come by to listen. It doesn't hurt you to come watch. It just takes a little bit of your time. And they're so unique, guys. It is such a unique program in that you get a live coach. You get someone talking to you. You get to ask as many questions as you desire until you feel like you've learned what you needed to learn. You will have accountability partners. You will have working sessions. You will have homework. That's how we do it over here. It is not a module. It is not a video and you got to go off on your own. You got to figure out the answers. You got to take a quiz. You don't know if you're really learning or not. You can't go talk to anybody because you probably don't know who else is doing the certification program. It's not that kind of party. And can I add, not only are you getting knowledge in your certification area, but you're also getting the knowledge about how to upright your business. How do you go get clients? Once you become certified and you're a coach, how do you go get your clients? How do you conduct your business? How do you manage your business? How do you run your business? Which is so important. So really, in this program, you're getting a twofer because in most certification programs, that's all you're getting is your certificate. That's it. You get no help about your business. That means you'll have to go and find a whole nother program and have to pay for an entire program in order to receive that kind of information. So please come join us again. It'll be this Friday, which is tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, and you have to go to bit.ly/Free Women 2020 and register. So that's why you see that scrolling across the bottom. And my sis just left, so I'm going to tell you guys, if you are a first responder, a frontline worker, you are considered essential. That means when everybody at some point in time had to stay home, you couldn't, you had to go to work. You guys have an opportunity to get your tuition paid 100%. So if that is you, you really need to come on and take a look. Thank you, Dr. Nikki. Good night. You really need to come on and take a look at this and listen to this webinar and apply because there are only a few slots, very few slots. And I believe we're about to close it out. We've had a lot of people respond to it. And so we're about to close those free spots out. There might be a wait list. There might not be. But you will still have an opportunity. If you miss those free spots, there's still an opportunity for you to earn grant money. So don't delay, and I hope to see you tonight. Does anybody want to add to it? I know I just went through the whole, but come on, come on, come on. All right, so we've been talking about stand in your power. It's so powerful. That's so it should be who you are, right? Just you should exude what that power is without even opening up your mouth. People look at you just by the way you do it. Oh, I'll give you an example. Okay, women, because we are women here. I know we have men watching us, but women, ladies, girlfriends, we know when we see a guy and we immediately, without them saying anything, we say, ooh, they got some swag. Right? It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing with your superpower. People should be able to look at you and identify with you what it is that who you are and what you do without you saying anything. It's the same thing. But sometimes either we teeter, we don't know. Sometimes we don't know what our boundaries are. So then our foundation gets rocky. But that's okay. Because again, part of life is learning. Part of life is refining and always working to be the better version or the best version every single day, right? But part of that is you gotta trust your instincts. And I said this is maybe a couple weeks ago. It's what's down deep in your belly. It's that thing that is telling you, it's like the voice of reason. And sometimes we don't listen to it. And when we don't, oh, it's a painful lesson because you're like, oh, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. It's something that you have to pay attention to. It may be something that you might not be able to like really pinpoint it, put a finger on it, but you know you need to pause and think about it. So as we're talking about you going to apply, as we're telling you to go to bit.ly/free women 2020, you need to be thinking about what are your instincts telling you? What is that gut? What is that thing deep down in your belly telling you? And I'm gonna tell you, it's going to scream the loudest. It's going to be, resonate. Something that we're saying to you, you're gonna be like, oh, that's me. And when you trust your instincts, you have no other choice but to walk in your truth. No other choice. CJ?
Yes. And so that is what we're talking about tonight with that was so good what you said, because yeah, you don't. And so immediately you it feels familiar, right? It feels familiar, it feels comfortable, it feels like this is where I need to be. It feels like home. And so all about your power. And so when you insert yourself, right, then the power comes on. Then you insert yourself into a community of women like ours. You insert yourself into this webinar tonight. It really would unlock a power that you have in you. It would jumpstart something, even amidst all of this stuff we have going on. It will still unlock something special. And so, yes, it will. You want to position yourself to do that. You want to at least say, you know what? Let me see if this is a good fit. If you don't feel like it's a good fit, share it out. It may be a good fit for someone else. Someone else could literally have been looking for some power to jump in with, right? A community of women that are all about building online businesses and helping you to build yourself and your businesses as well. So that in itself, especially while we are in the halfway point of this year, is super super duper amazing. Um, it's different, yes, for a lot of you all. No, we're not. This may be something a lot of you all. This may be wording that it's the first time you're hearing something like this. But really and truly, if it does, even if this is your first time, it still can resonate something in you, or shake up something in you, wake up something in you. And what better way? Go to bit.ly/free woman 2020. Get yourself into the room on the webinar tonight, and let's just have a conversation.
Awesome, awesome. So, do we have anybody who is going to sign up? Put me in the comments, whether you're watching on Periscope or Facebook or YouTube. I gotta run over to YouTube. Let us know if you're signing up, if you've already been in the process. Maybe you've already filled out the application, you're waiting on your interview, or you did your interview and you're waiting on the next step. Tell us that you're part of the process so that, people can see that it's real. There's a lot going on, a lot of distractions, and sometimes a lot of fake money. But this is not fake money over here. This is $1 million in grant money that is being given to those who put themselves in the position to receive. When you stand in your superpower, when you stand in your power, you know your position. You ain't trying to walk nobody else's road. You ain't trying to get in nobody else's lane. You walk and you stay in your position.
That was a great segue. So guess what the next point is? Take the road less traveled. Take the road less traveled. Hey y'all, sometimes when we're on here, we have conversation before we come on live with you, and then even afterwards, y'all. So we were just talking about Sharon, and I'm not gonna say which co-host. I'm gonna let that co-host own her own truth. But I was a goody two shoe. I didn't go against the grain. I didn't buck the system. I was super quiet. I mean, I was the one that the kids hated in class because the teacher would always recognize them. Look how Stephanie is sitting there and ready and prepared. And look at that was me. Ah, I did get bullied because I knew how to handle myself though. Just FYI. But I did not go against the grain. It was unnatural, at least to me. It was unnatural because I'm gonna tell you, I had a mother, and everybody in our neighborhood nicknamed my mother M&M. Y'all want to know what that meant? Mama Mean. And so I knew if the neighborhood kids and families knew that that was her nickname, then we knew growing up what my mother was capable of. Now my mother, she's this little bitty woman, really tiny, but she didn't play. We knew not to cross certain lines. We just knew. Even to this day, y'all, like you said, T, I'm a whole grown woman, but I know not to cross my mother. And I know even right now to this day, if I got out of line, what Cheryl will do. I already know. And my kids know. It's so funny. My kids know that my mother still runs this world, okay? Over here. So sometimes, it can be scary to go against the grain, but that's why you get with like-minded folk. That's why you get into a community, because people will help you and guide you through that process, because it's not what your norm is. If you're not that rebel, okay? If you don't have that rebel spirit, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it's good to be able to challenge things. It's good to be able to question things. But if it's not you, if that's not your normal, and you don't really operate in that naturally, it can feel quite awkward. But if you never take a chance, if you never go against the grain, then guess what? You'll never know what's on the other side. And again, we talked about this before. Doing something different is going against the grain. Doing something that's unconventional. Doing something that people don't expect you to be doing, because they expect you to do whatever it is that you've always done. So then it goes back to when you set your limitations and your expectations, and you tell them no because you've always done it. The look you're going to get is going to be a look that you're not expecting, because you've never said no. So it's okay to go against the grain. Take that road that's less traveled. Be different and be okay. I can't say that enough, guys, because I really believe a lot of us will tempt to take the road less traveled, but then we'll start taking steps down the street, and then all of a sudden we get discouraged because of the looks. We get discouraged because of what people are saying. We get discouraged because some of the people that you thought were your friends or thought were part of your support, they fall off. And naturally so. Not that you had a falling out, but naturally so, because you're doing something that's probably not what connects you as friends anymore. I remember, oh my gosh, y'all, let me tell you, Eminem told me years ago, grew up in the hood, y'all. Best experience of my life, because I'm telling you, the things that I learned growing up in the hood has done me well, even in the corporate world. I still keep a jar of Vaseline in my side drawer. Just FYI. That's for those who know what that means. And sometimes I'll pull it out, set it on the desk when somebody's across from me. They don't have a clue. I say a whole lot without even saying things. But anyway, I digress. Eminem told me a long time ago, and I didn't believe her. I didn't. I get it because I was a teenager. You know, when you're a teenager, heck, can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody. You think you know the whole world. You act like you wrote the history book. So no one can tell you anything. But my mother kept telling me the friends that you have now will probably not be the friends that you have later on in life. And I'm like, no, these are my road dogs. These are my ride or dies. What do you mean? No, baby, they're not. And because you're going to be doing things, and this, she had this conversation. It was at a pivotal moment for me. And I understand now. At the time, I didn't get it. This is when I was about to go to college. So I was 18 years old. And, you know, not everybody went to college. And I guess my mother was trying to prepare me for some of the friends that had spent, I mean, since we were 11, well, probably 10 years old, had spent the night together, slumber parties, just hung, go roller skating, you name it, we did everything together. And I guess she was preparing me to brace myself that when I went off to college, some of the people that I hung with that I felt were my support were going to just naturally fall off. It was, again, it's not like we had a big blowout or like we even had a discussion about it. They just naturally fell off. And let me tell you, when it happened, I was devastated. I really was, because I wasn't ready for that. I was like, where's my friend? How come we're not talking? How come every time? And you're just different people at that point in time. And you have to come to grasp with that. Or grips with that, excuse me. You have to come to grips with that and be okay with that. Even though it feels weird, it's like, this is not my normal right now, but it does become your new normal. Because as certain people fall off, because you're now doing something different, being different, you start gaining other people in a community that are going the same direction that you are. So you're no longer on that road by yourself. You have people, y'all walking hand in hand, having conversations. You're getting the support you need. You're getting the encouragement you need. You're getting the motivation you need. Because I'm going to tell you, there are so many days and so many times when you're in this solopreneur world that you're going to need some encouragement and some motivation. Some, hey, sis, it's 6 o'clock, rise and shine. You should be up by now. Early bird gets the worm. You don't want to lose it. Be that bird, right? CJ?
You know, in the words of Flash from the Five Heartbeats, is lonely at the top.
So
I
lonely.
remember that. Remember when Flash went to went on his own after they won the award on the Five Heartbeats? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had to throw in the movie. But yes, it is very lonely at the top. But you do have community. You do have community. And let me go back, and I can admit to my rebelness. I wouldn't be that's what makes me a good accountant. I ask questions, I challenge, and I ask the wise. That was me. That was me. While Stephanie was being a good girl in school, I was questioning everything. And rebellious, rebellious, rebellious. I really, really was. I was a very good student, but if it didn't make sense, I asked questions. If my mama was here, she'll say, baby, she been asking questions so she can talk. I have questioned everything. My ex-husband calls me, he don't call me Shaquanda, he calls me Shaquestion.
That's good.
I asked so many questions. I did. And so, yes, nothing is wrong with that.
No, not at all. Not at
Wrong
all.
with being a rebel. But yeah, it's when it's something you feel strongly about, yeah, it's not a problem. But when I mean, oh my God, Stephanie, I feel like I too was brought up in the hood, and I almost want to feel like, especially doing right now, during these days and these times, a little hood knowledge 101 to be helpful for a lot of these kids these days, kids and adults.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, a lot more community, a lot more family, even if they weren't your last name,
Mm-hmm.
a lot more neighbors. You know, if Stephanie mom Eminem had some sugar and my mom
Mm-hmm.
had some eggs and Tisha mama had flour, baby, we all three families were going to eat.
Eat. You right.
And we were going to get full.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how it was. If we were going to the grocery store and make groceries like we do in New Orleans, we would absolutely automatically we'll go knock on everybody's door and say, "Hey, we're about to go make groceries. What you need? Okay, well I'm going here. Okay, well you going? Okay, you were going to the meat market. Well, give me some meat, but I'm gonna go over here, and this is where I get the produce, and then this is where we get the eggs." That's just how it was, and so a little bit of that while we fighting for power can go a long way. That's the type of power we need to stand in today.
Mm-hmm.
But something has gone amiss, awry, a disconnect, or something. Because when I feel like I can't even get a person who looks like me to even speak to me, y'all, come on. Come on now. Come on now. So yes, we do have to stand in our power, and we also have to be comfortable. I know I'm like you, Stephanie. I used to be like, "Where is my friends?" I just threw that out for. Let me go back and digress and come back to this. Yeah. Y'all saw how I did that. Yes, I shifted. But I remember saying the same thing. Where my friends? What happened? And my mom gave me the same speech. And I meant I was going to prove her wrong. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
no, that's my same besties and all, girl, baby, I'm just trying to help you. And so, yes, you look for that. And even in the business world, you come and you're like, oh, I have an amazing idea and it's going to make X amount of dollars. And they're like, girl, all right, there she go again with her dreams. So you have to agree, especially as an entrepreneur. If nobody believe in it, you have to believe in it. If you're the only one that believe in it, that is okay. You absolutely have to be strong enough to stand in your power and be okay with being lonely at the top, like Flash said. You got to. But even when I didn't know any of these ladies before I stepped out. So yeah, I thought it was just me, lonely at the top. And I'll show you all that it wasn't until I joined the community and actually had to get out of my head and say, okay, I'm gonna give these women a chance. 'Cause no, I don't do women. You know how y'all are. I don't do women. I don't do all of that. That's why I've had male friends growing up. And I said, okay, I'll give them a chance. It's just something um in me and I would have had peace. And so then, so me thinking I was gonna be lonely at the top, now I have a whole big community. So that's why we have to learn to stand in our power, get out of our own way, because around the corner, had I not done that, this is what I'll be missing out on today. Real talk. Real talk. So bit.ly/free women 2020. Get your jump start on your power.
T, you want to comment before we move into the last and final thought? All right. So our last thing about standing in your power is you've got to be fearless. You must be fearless in your move, in your walk, in your journey. Whatever it is that you desire to have or be, you cannot be afraid of it. You cannot be afraid of the next steps. You cannot be, I'm gonna tell you, this gets me because I'm a Thomas when we talk about disciples. You cannot be afraid of what you can't see yet. If you can't even understand what the next steps are, all you know right now is I can take this one step, but the unknown, that's that fear of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen if I take the step. You can't, it goes back to the matrix, CJ. You can't figure it out, but you got to step out. You got to go do something. You have to do something differently, which can be scary, but you can't fear it. And being fearless brings about a whole nother level of confidence because you're not afraid. You're not afraid of taking risk. You're going to just say, you make that decision that this is my power. I'm going to stand in it and I'm going to do it X, Y, and Z. And you plan it out. And then most importantly, you execute. Because I'm going to tell you, that's another part of being fearless. You can't come up and spend months on building a plan, and this is how you're going to do it, and this is how you're going to get to it, and then not execute, not take one step, not find or seek any help or the support you need to get it done. And then we make excuses for it. And there's a book, y'all. I'm gonna give out y'all. This is a freebie. Write this down. There is a book called Be Fearless by Jean Case, Jean Case. It's 5 principles for a life of breakthroughs and purpose. It is really, really good. When it breaks it down about being fearless, how you should move. And I even believe it has like a study manual or companion manual with it you can get. But be fearless. That's how people get things done in the world. Think about all the niceties that you have at your fingertips. If that meant it took someone being fearless to make sure that you have those things. If we had a whole bunch of people afraid to do anything, we would have a whole lot of nothing and we'd be all sitting in the dark right now.
Girl, that is so good. That is so good. And so since you brought up the Matrix, you brought it up. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. It was not until no, let me start. When Neo went to go see when he went to go see, oh God, it's late. I can't believe I forgot her name. But the lady who give the prophecy, y'all know it. Come on, help me, family.
I don't know the name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yes, and she baked the cookies, right?
Mm-hmm.
She asked him, "What is it?" You already know what I'm gonna say. He said, "I am not the one." And she said, "Okay, I'm sorry, kid. Sorry to give you bad news." He was the one, but if he didn't believe he was the one, he would never. Then he is not the one. And that's why, like Stephanie mentioned, you have to know yourself. Fear cannot be an option. You cannot be afraid to jump out into this thing. You cannot be afraid of money. You cannot be afraid to make money. You cannot be afraid to touch money. You cannot be afraid to live in abundance. That kind of stuff you got to be comfortable with. And so then it was he never admit that and spit it out of his mouth that he was the one. He just started doing things that the one does. And then that's when Lawrence Fishburne, when Morpheus was like, he was like, what is he doing? He's beginning to believe. So you have to take the step into whether it's a community like this, whether it's have the right coach, whatever you need to do, because that person is going to help you with your unbelief. I can't tell y'all the number of fears that I have, but you have to combat that. You have to combat that. If you the one, you the one. You walk in your oneness. And so then also too, you absolutely have to look that fear in the face and say, you know what? And guess what? What's going to happen? Let's talk this out, fear. What's going to happen? What they going to say? Okay, okay. What they going to say when I never forget this, when I first hit the live button and got coaching, when I met coaching, she said, why don't you go live? And why? I'm afraid. Well, why? Why? And so it's like, what are they going to say? I'm like, okay, but, but I look different. No, okay. And so then it wasn't until I had these conversations that I was like, I'm not going live with no vitiligo on my face and without me putting on full makeup. Let me go buy my derma blend. Listen, and I was like, listen, there's no way I don't have the capacity to full face myself before I go live and do all of that. I literally, it took me an hour to press the go live button. But when I went live, like I literally had to do Jedi mind tricks with myself. And then when I went live, it's like, okay, it wasn't so bad. So you have to, and been going live every day ever since.
Mm-hmm. But can I interrupt real quick? I
Yes.
remember, but this is because you were connected to the community that don't come off mute, stay on. That we witnessed her breakthrough together. You remember that, CJ? I remember that. We were all together and we watched her grow in that. She really had a fear of what people were going to say or think. And to watch CJ just work through that and us encouraging her, we were like, girl, child, please. Really? Really? And then
Yes.
for her to be like, because it does something, it does boost your confidence. It does. And that was her being fearless. I mean, sometimes we have to get that kind of life spoken into us, right? You have to have that, constantly or playing. It's almost like certain music that hypes you up. Like when I have to go walk or run or just simply exercise, I have to have that boom, 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 that pump up music, to just go do it. It's the same thing. But you got to be connected to a community in order to sometimes support you in being fearless.
That is so true.
But I wanted to say
I'm
that because I remember that.
Yeah, well, and it's been so many breakthroughs I've had since I've joined this community because I was like, girl, I am not doing that. And so
Mhm.
yes, you have to. You guys believed in me before I even believed in myself, and so I was like, Lord, everybody in this community go live, and
Mhm.
so you challenged to go live, or we can be in the middle of a mastermind and somebody hit the live button. Now it's just second nature for us. But before I was like, oh my God, wait a minute, what are they doing? Okay, I'm leaving. And so, yes, you have to work that. Yes, I was like, well, what did you say? What is it? And all of that. I was like, girl, and so now, you know what? If anybody asks whatever, and they may not have heard of vitiligo or whatever, I was like, I got the Michael Jackson disease. I mean, come on. That's why I love him. I had to get what he had. Do you hear me? So, yes, that's why I so appreciate this community. Y'all, when I tell you, because at the end of the day, nobody don't care what you look like, what you how tall, short, fat, skinny, or tall, you gonna help them bring, and then you gonna help them, or you gonna meet their needs, and then
Mhm.
am I gonna show you to the money? Do you care? If I show you to the money, do you care what I look like? And so those are our own issues and our own insecurities. So that's why, oh, I'm so glad. And that in itself is power, right? That is power. And that's what I wanted to also say too before I pass it over. If you do fail, then what? You know, if it doesn't happen, then what? You fail forward. That's another book. That fail forward book is something serious.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you realize that you're failing forward, are you really failing? No. You're learning, you're growing, you're realizing what not to do. You know,
And you
you
fail
are at
fast. You fail fast, right? Not just fail forward, but you fail forward fast.
fail forward fast. How many? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we can all say that. And so, yes, and then immediately we know, okay, that's level set. We know we can't do that no more. And, but we still keep going. No different than if you have the perfect recipe for cookie, or a perfect work. Yeah, I can talk about some of those stories. But, you're like, when I make that next batch just a tad bit more, and it's going to be voila. And so that's the same thing. You fail on that one batch, or that one dish, or that one side, you're not going to fail again because you
Mm-hmm.
know what things to do.
Right.
That's awesome. Awesome. Yes, yes. Let's fail forward
Fast.
and get to this great, yes, fast. And get into this community. Let's do
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, T. Marie, take us home. Bring it on in. Reel it in. Reel it in. Reel it in.
So the link is bit.ly/free women 2020. bit.ly/free women 2020. bit.ly/free women 2020. And if it's not for you, it's for somebody you know. So don't be selfish. Share the broadcast. If you don't want to share the broadcast, share the link. You know somebody that needs this opportunity, this program, a change. They need to stand in their superpower. They may need to discover their superpower, whatever it is that they need. If it's more money, if it's the collaboration and community and camaraderie, they can come and get it. So bit.ly/free women 2020. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Don't be selfish and not share it with someone. If you are already in the process, listen, think about it. Sit a moment and see who comes to your mind that needs this information. So tonight, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be there. Will you be there? Y'all remember be there or be square?
Uh-huh. Tell me your age.
Don't be square. I need you to be there. In the word of Michael Jackson, come on, everybody sing it. I'll be there. Be there.
I'll be there.
Awesome, awesome. So you guys, we're gonna get out of here because we gotta meet y'all back here tonight, after the after party. So we're excited. Have a great and awesome Friday. We look forward to seeing you real, real soon. And look, stay safe. Be blessed. See y'all.